Yes. So, Mahashivratri is auspicious. Two reasons. One, Bhagavan manifested as a column of light when Bhagavan Vishnu and Brahmaji, both of them were having a argument that who is the greatest. And when they went to Bhagavan Shiva, he manifested as a column of light and he said, whoever finds the beginning of it or the end of it will be the greatest. So Brahmaji became a swan, went up. Bhagavan Vishnu became a boar, went down. And both of them kept going, but there was no end they could find, nor the beginning. So one flower, Ketki flower, was falling from the top. Top meaning it was just falling, a beginningless column of light. So Brahmaji caught that and he came. Vishnu Bhagwan came back and he said, I couldn't find the base. Brahmaji said, I found this flower at the top. So Bhagwan got very angry and with his hand he sliced off the head of Brahmaji, one head of Brahmaji. And so Bhagwan is also called as Kapali because that head got stuck to his hand. And it is like a Brahma Hatya. Brahmaji's head has been cut. So the Brahma Hatya dosha was there on Bhagwan. And so he lived begging alms, carrying a skull, begging alms, went around the world, and finally in Kashi, there is a Kapalmochan Tirtha, where Annapurna Devi gives the Piksha to Bhagavan, and then that head falls. So Bhagavan manifested as a column of infinite column of light, meaning what? So some people say it is the birthday of Shivji. It's not birthday of Shivji. Shivji is birthless, changeless, deathless, imperishable consciousness. That is what he indicated through that Jyoti. Consciousness is effulgence, is light, self-effulgent. And it does not need anything else. And it is in our heart as aham, 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 aham. So Mahashivratri is that manifestation of Bhagavan to make us realize that there is only one infinite consciousness that is supreme. No body, no form, no jiva is great. That consciousness alone is. Everything else is Jadavastu. It is inert. And that occasion where Bhagavan has manifested as a beginningless and endless column of light, we celebrate as Mahashivratri. Now somebody says that, yeah, where is this mentioned? It is there in the Shiva Purana. So many other Puranas, Linga Purana, Skanda Purana, so many places it is there. That is one reason. And so that you and I realize that what is the goal of human life is to realize consciousness. Form comes and goes. We are here in this form for some time. We have taken so many forms earlier, and till we don't realize consciousness, we will keep taking forms. That jiva, that individual who realizes, bas, I have done enough, I don't want to be born again in this samsara. I want to be free from this. The only way to get freedom from this is realize consciousness. Realize that I was never born, I am not born, I will never be born. Infinite truth is my nature. Paripurnata we have to experience, Paramananda we have to experience. Then this cycle of birth and death finished. Why? Because only through knowledge we will realize that. Today I am not aware. Ignorance is the cause of sorrow. Because I don't know who am I think I am the BMI, body, mind, intellect. I am finite, limited, and I am running behind the world for happiness. And I get also some temporary happiness, but it doesn't fulfill. So another desire, another craving. Again a chase begins. And many desires we have entertained which don't get fulfilled in one life, so many more lives. So this cycle will go on. Till when? Till I don't realize my nature, till knowledge doesn't arise. Bhagwan Shiva becomes the Guru also. He is the Adi Guru. Well, that's why we say Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Beginning with Bhagwan Shiva. So that Guru, Adi Guru is Bhagwan Shiva. He is the Guru for knowledge of yoga, for the knowledge of Vedant, for the knowledge of anything, dance, music, language, Sanskrit, so many things. He is the Guru of all. So he only becomes the Guru, even as Dakshinamurti gives the knowledge of the self, takes up various forms so that the Jiva gets the knowledge of the self and comes to realize the truth. Now that Jiva who has understood bas enough is symbolic of Parvati. Each of us are Parvati in that sense. When we are identified with the matter, with Prakriti, we are Parvati. She is the daughter of Himavan, Parvatraj Himavan. And so Parvata is earth element, identified with the body. We are, each of us are that Jiva. And when that Jiva says, I have had enough, I want to know only Shiva Tattva. Then just like Mother Parvati did so much of tapasya, and she went, Naradji said her husband will be, the description that Naradji gave, Mother Maina, she fainted. But it was not a description of somebody who is a weird person. It was a description of Bhagwan. Because he said he will not have values, meaning he is beyond values. He will be Digambara, meaning he will be beyond body identification. He will not have parents. She thought he is an orphan. He is the source of the whole Srishti. He has no cause. He is a causeless cause, infinite cause of the whole universe. So like that, when he gave the description, they thought there is some weird person, but Parvati, she realized that this is my Lord. He is talking about Shiva. She decided that Bhagwan alone must be my husband. So that Jiva who says, enough I have seen in this world, Bhagwan alone is the purpose of life, to realize oneness with the Supreme, to understand I am one with Shiva, to experience Shiva Tattva. What is the method to do that? Destroy body identification, false, identification which we have, ahankar. We have to drop that. So tapasya is done for that. The subtlest form of tapasya is Jnana tapas. To listen, contemplate, to listen, reflect, contemplate. Jnana tapas. So she went, and the description is given, she did lot of austerities. She started eating only once a day, then she stopped eating the fruits also. She was living only on water, then she was living only on air. And looking at her tapasya, when Maina Devi came once to see her, she felt, oh my God, what kind of tapasya she is doing. So she said, Uma. Uma means what? Oh, don't do this. Meaning don't do such ghor tapasya. So her name became Uma. But she didn't stop. Idea was not to torture, idea was to drop one by one attachments to the body, mind, intellect, and to focus only on consciousness. And she won over Bhagavan Shiva, and their marriage finally happened. So again, the Linga Puran, Shiva Puran, etc., they will express this also, that Shivaratri is the day, is the great night when the marriage of Bhagavan Shiva and Mother Parvati happened. It is oneness. So the Jiva unites with Shiva. That is the marriage of Bhagavan and Mother Parvati. And so when we contemplate, what are we trying to do? The Jiva actually in the marriage example, yes, Mother Parvati unites with Bhagavan Shiva. She was Sati and she had immolated herself and she separated. Now again she came back. Same way, we also, out of our ignorance, attachment, we forget who we are, as though separate out from our true nature, fall and become the Jiva, and then the journey has to happen to trace back to the source, come back to the truth. So Shivaratri is that. And on this day, as we saw yesterday also, Bhagavan says that he pervades all the lingas. So we worship Shiva Linga. Bhagavan Shiva is worshipped as Shiva Linga. Specifically Shivaratri we worship Shiva Linga because Shiva Linga is symbolic of the union of Purusha and Prakriti both. Purusha is the Shiva Tattva, Prakriti is the base. So we worship that any creation is possible only by these two. Either there has to be both. Either of them will not work. If there is only consciousness, there is no duality. So there is no Srishti possible because it is infinite consciousness, birthless, changeless, deathless. And if there is only Prakriti, first of all it can't exist on its own, but hypothetically, if there is only Prakriti, Prakriti by itself is Jada Vastu. It is inert, it is dull, it is not having sentiency, it cannot even exist because Sat is nature of consciousness. Existence is consciousness. So, Prakriti can't do anything without the presence of Purusha, and Purusha will not do anything without the presence of Prakriti. Like Gurudev used to give the example, the bulb and the electricity. Both are required, then we experience light. Or you can apply other examples also. This computer is there. So the equipment, computer is required and the electricity is required to enliven it. Only electricity and no computer, we cannot interact. Only computer, no electricity, can't use. Purusha, Prakriti coming together. In our personality, they already are together. But we are so attached to Prakriti that we don't realize the Purusha, the infinite consciousness. And again, please remember, Purusha does not mean man here. Purusha means consciousness. Prakriti has all the genders. That is, gender belongs to the body, not even to the mind. Jiva doesn't have any gender. Gender is there for the body. So as a Jiva, I am already genderless. Have taken so many forms in the past. Different genders, different yonis, different species. So when we learn to detach from that, how? By contemplating Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivoham. So this Abhisheka, when it is done on Shivalinga, it is to say that may the mind flow steadily towards Bhagavan and pervade just like the water or the milk pervades the linga, like that may steadily I have this bhavana that I am not the body, mind, intellect, I am one infinite consciousness. That is Shivaratri. Yoga Shastra will say that Kundalini Shakti has to rise from the Muladhar and come up. This is the Sahasrara. There the Shakti unites with Shiva. That is a marriage. So we worship two sadhanas we will do today. One, mentally we will pray to Bhagavan, visualize the form of Bhagavan, visualize a linga in front of Bhagavan, and we will offer Manasa Puja and offer all the Abhisheka, Alankara, everything mentally. Manasa Puja is more powerful than even physically doing. Not that one should not do physically or one can, that's a substitute, but because the mind has to hold on to only Bhagavan's thought and the entire ritual is done in the mind with bhavana, that may my mind be pervaded only by the thoughts of Shiva, by thoughts of Bhagavan, by thoughts of consciousness. And once we do the Manasa Puja, we will chant the mantra Om Namah Shivaya. Now, Om Namah Shivaya is also a Mahavakya. A Mahavakya is a statement which reveals the oneness of Jiva and Ishvara. Like we have in the Veda, Tat Tvam Asi, that you are, that infinite consciousness you are. You are not this body, mind, intellect. So that means Ishvara. And the Ishvara without Upadhi is consciousness. And Tvam means this. The literal meaning is this Jiva, the individuality, but the indicative meaning is consciousness that enlivens the individuality. Asi means are. So you are that. You are not this Jiva, you are that consciousness. Mathematically, if you say Tat is equal to this whole Srishti, total BMI, body, mind, intellect, plus consciousness. And Tvam is equal to individual body, mind, intellect plus consciousness. Now, this individual body, mind, intellect is a myth. It is not real. So you negate that, I am not this. When a Jiva negates, I am not body, mind, intellect, Ishvara also negates, I am not the creator, sustainer and destroyer. That Upadhi also is gone. If individual BMI you strike off, total BMI you strike off, then you will get Tat is equal to consciousness, Tvam is equal to consciousness. Hence, Tat is equal to Tvam. That is what the meaning of Asi. You are that. That is the marriage happened. How does Om Namah Shivaya indicate this oneness? So, Namaha indicates the Jiva surrender completely to Bhagavan. So that individual BMI dropped. And Shivaya indicates that Ishvara also drops the Upadhi. So Om Namah Shivaya, when we say I salute Bhagavan Shiva, meaning I surrender to Bhagavan Shiva, completely when surrender happens, then there is only absolute oneness. And so that is why we say that Om Namah Shivaya is also a Mahavakya. See, beautifully here it is said, Swami Shivanandaji says this, that the Jiva is the servant of Bhagavan from the Deha Drishti. Namaha represents the Jiva and Shiva represents Paramatma. So one is Jivatma, one is Paramatma. Aya denotes the Aikyam or the identity of Jivatma and Paramatma. Hence Namah Shivaya is a Mahavakya. Shivaya Namaha also one can say. Both ways it is fine. And so he says here, just like Tattvamasi, Shivaya Namaha, Namah Shivaya, they signify the identity between the individual and the Supreme. So today when we chant Om Namah Shivaya, surrender the ego, drop the identification, and we will conclude with the verses of Nirvana Shatkam. Mano buddhi hankara chittani naham nacha shrotra jihve nacha ghrana netre nacha vyoma bhumir na tejo na vayuhu chidananda rupa shivoham shivoham. I am not the mind, intellect, memory, ego. I am not the five senses, shrotra, jiva, ghrana, netra, and I am not the five elements, meaning I am not the body made up of five elements, I am not the mind, the subtle body made up of five elements, then I am not the senses, then who am I? Chidananda Rupa. My nature is only consciousness and bliss and auspiciousness. I am one with Shiva. This Nirvana Shatkam has 6 verses. You may know the meaning of all the 6. Wonderful. If you don't know, don't worry. Just hold on to the fact that Chidananda Rupa, Shivoham, Shivoham. So this is what we will do now.